From Massachusetts is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the gentleman from New York for yielding me the customary 30 minutes, and I yield myself such time as I may consume.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I rise today in strong opposition to this rule and a very strong opposition to the underlying legislation. Mr. Speaker, here we go again. Another week, another day, another bill that helps record profit-making big oil, but does absolutely nothing to help American families paying $4 at the pump for gasoline. Although Republicans continue to frame these efforts as a cure for rising gas prices and a way to decrease our dependence on foreign oil, the truth is that oil prices are set on a world market. It's simply not possible for us to drill our way out of these problems. Yesterday in the Rules Committee, I offered an amendment as a standalone bill, again, that would eliminate subsidies for big oil. While I do not agree with H.R. 1231, my amendment would have done nothing to prevent this bill from moving forward. Instead, my amendment would have allowed for a separate bill to come up under this rule that would end subsidies for big oil corporations that are making money hand over fist while gouging Americans at the pump. Let me remind my Republican colleagues of the facts. 2 weeks ago, ExxonMobil announced that in the first 3 months of this year, it had made nearly $10.7 billion in profits. That's 10.7 billion, billion with a B. Look, there's nothing wrong with corporations making profits. That's what they're in business to do. What is wrong is for American taxpayers to be subsidizing wildly profitable companies at a time when too many Americans are still unemployed and struggling to pay their bills. With their tax dollars funding corporate welfare for big oil and then still paying astronomical prices at the pump, it's a double whammy for American families. With all the talk of cutting spending and reducing subsidies here in Washington, I would have thought that the Rules Committee would have made my amendment in order. Mr. Speaker, I want to remind my colleagues that energy companies are sitting on thousands of drilling leases in the Gulf of Mexico, and they're not producing anything. And despite the misleading title of this legislation, no drilling moratorium currently exists. Since October 2010, when the drilling moratorium was lifted, 39 shallow water and 10 deep water permits have been granted, roughly the same even before the BP oil spill. Mr. Speaker, while H.R. 1231 may make for a good soundbite, this is not a serious solution to bringing down high gas prices. I urge my colleagues to oppose this rule and to oppose H.R. 1231, and I reserve the balance of my time.